Hello, my name is Belinda. I'm an immigration paralegal with over 10 years of experience. As a proud Haitian, I'm committed on sharing my knowledge, experience, and important immigration updates to help educate and empower our immigrant community, especially the Haitian families navigating the system. Normally, I do my video in Haitian Creole, but because FOIA is something that I feel every immigrant needs to have access to, this video will be in English. All right, so let's get started. So this video is about how to file a FOIA request online with USCIS. Keep in mind, there are different types of FOIA requests. I'm going to get into what exactly is a FOIA in a second. You can do a request for CBP for entry and exit record. You can do a request for ICE for your detainee record and deportation record, EOIR for all of your court records regarding proceedings and things like that. You can do FBI FOIA, where you would have to give your fingerprint so you can see if there's anything on your record regarding your fingerprints. This is why they always do biometric on you. So typically the USCIS FOIA gives you almost all of that. So that's why it's one of the biggest FOIA you want to have. If for any reason it's lacking information, then you would know specifically which other department you should contact. But like I said, this video is strictly about filing it with USCIS. So what is a FOIA request? FOIA stands for Freedom of Information Act, because you have the freedom to request your information from the government. And that's in anything, whether it's Social Security, whether it's US Marshal, the DEA, the FBI, you can request your information from them. It allows you to access your immigration records from USCIS, commonly used for reviewing past immigration history, visa, green card, or asylum documents. If you are looking to get, like, let's say you had you did a tourist visa application years ago in one of the US embassy, let's say in Haiti, you would not use USCIS for that. You would request a FOIA with the Department of State. So just to keep that in mind. So when I mention visa, here is more like copies that they have. And if you need original documents that immigration has on your behalf, this is not how you would request that information. These are copies of your record. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. What you would need a free USCIS online account, a valid government ID, your A number, and other immigration case details. Okay, so I'm just going to summarize step by step, and then we're going to go through it step by step. You would go to your FOIA portal online at first.uscis.gov. The login is the same login you would use for your regular myaccount.uscis.gov. So you can create one if you haven't done so yet, or you can just log in. And then you're going to click to submit a FOIA. Like I said, we're going to go through it. You're going to get your own records. You can request a record on behalf of someone else if they passed away. You are going to need proof of their death. Usually attorneys do it on behalf of others, but in this example, this is you doing it for yourself. You're going to enter your personal information, upload your ID, submit the request, and then I'm going to show you how to track your progress with USCIS. Alrighty then, so let's get started on it. All right, so once you are logged into your account, this is going to be the homepage for the first.uscis.gov. If for any reason you're in the My Account.USCIS main account profile page, you might have to click the FOIA option, but if you go direct to this website and you logged in, it should bring you here. So because we're requesting a brand new FOIA, we don't have nothing pending, you're going to click for myself, okay? Now, the more specific you are, the quicker the result. But a lot of times, if you want like your full records, then you want to just ask for your full record. I usually say complete, like I usually put complete a file, because typically if they have anything on you, you probably have an alien number. Or you can say, you could be more specific, my entire immigration history, comma, my entire immigration history. Keep in mind, the more broad you are, the more time that they take. But this usually takes within 30 to 90 days. So unless you have like you've had records from who knows when, within 90 days, typically they would update you. Okay, so we're gonna click next. Now you can request to expedite. They do explain what are the circumstances to expedite. I usually don't expedite it, but if you do fall into those categories, you are more than welcome to choose one of those options. Do you have an upcoming court hearing? If you do say yes, that may help to expedite the process, because maybe they realize you have a deadline, you really need the records right away. In most cases, we're gonna put no, so we're just gonna keep it as no. And if you know your A number, this is where you would put it. Knowing the A number is a big deal because it would help speed up the process. If you don't know it, it's not that it's gonna slow it down, but you could imagine they have to find who you are based on your date of birth, your name, your parents. And if you don't give them that much information, that they may take longer. They may even say they can't find you. So if you know it, just put it in. And you can put in as many. So it's usually 9 digits. If you have more than one, some people do have more than one A number. Check your entry records, check your work permits, check anything that is from USCIS, because you would be surprised that some of you guys have different A numbers, okay? So you would list as many as you can so they can give you as much information on you as possible. Typically, if your information match, they will find your other A number for you, don't worry. So in this case, we're just gonna say, hey, this is a Haitian. You put your date of birth, since the favorite date of birth for most Haitian records is January 1st. I'm just gonna put like, I don't know, 1999, I don't know, whatever. And then we'll continue, we'll put in the information. So I'm just gonna continue and showing, because the next thing is gonna ask for address and things like that. I feel like there's gonna be sensitive information. The email does show on here, but it really just gonna ask you for you. I'm gonna pause for a second because I don't wanna share any personal information with the profile I'm using. Okay, so the next page is just you providing your full name. So you're gonna put your last name, first name, middle name. If the name you use as entry is the same, you just check this box. If you've used any other name, so you put your legal name here. If you've ever had any other names, you list them here. If the name you entered the United States with is different than your legal name, you would put that name. Now, if you came here under a fake passport, I'm just saying, because it happens, and they don't know that, this is not the time to let them know that. Okay, I'm just letting you know. But if it's on record, it's on record. It is what it is. Just letting you know. Okay. But you do have to fill out something. So I'm just gonna put like random characters because this is just, you only need your legal name. You don't really have to do any of the rest. But like I said, the more info you give, the better. So click next. All right. So I'm gonna pause. So you put your address, your phone number, and your email here. I'm not gonna scroll all the way down because it does have the person's email that I'm, with the account I'm using. I don't want to share the email, but really you fill out the address, the phone number, the email will automatically populate based on your USCIS profile email. And then you will click next on the bottom. Okay. Okay, your parents' information, yes, it is required, but you also have the option to say unknown. So if you don't know your father's information, you put unknown. You don't know your mother's, put unknown. But keep in mind, if you don't have any parents' information and your name is John Doe, and then there's a lot of John Doe born on January 1st, 1970, 1999, whatever, then it's going to be hard to find out which one is you, or you may be getting someone else's record. So to make sure they give you your record, put as much detail about yourself that you can. And your parents' information is really what really sometime identify you, because someone else may have your name and date of birth, even your A number. And then if you are married and you have children, you put it here. You have the option to add your siblings. Unless I know I've had siblings where they were part of my case information, I typically don't even add siblings. I usually just add children and spouse. And this is where you have the option to drag the document or just click here and upload the document. You would put the ID that you want to use. You do want it to be a valid ID. But there is the option where you can do an affidavit of identity, where you would use that instead. If for any reason you don't have a valid driver license or passport, that is an option. So for the sake of this example, we're just gonna put unknown for the parents. Obviously, if you wanna put them, I would hope you know them. And then so we can go to next. Okay, again, it's just gonna confirm, do you have anything else you wanna add about yourself? Honestly, if you already have an identification, an ID to do, that's fine. The only other document that sometimes we add, if let's say it's an attorney doing it for someone else, or you doing it on behalf of someone else, you might want to have that death certificate. Let's say it's a family that passed away. Or if you're an attorney, of course, you need your G28. Attorney should know that. It's a little different on their side anyways. I'm going to go too much into this page because the email is there. I'm trying to avoid showing the email. But it's just going to show all the details you put in. You have the option to edit in each section. So just review to make sure everything is correct about you. One of the mistakes I've made a lot is the country of birth. Make sure when they ask for the country of birth, you don't put the country you are in, but the country you're born in. So just letting you know. Okay, so once you're done reviewing all of the details on the bottom here, this is automatically selected for you. But like I said, you have the option to upload your notarize affidavit of identity. So this is for someone who don't already have proofs of identity. You don't have a valid driver license, you don't have a valid passport, or any kind of government ID, then you would use the bottom one instead. And then you're gonna click this box, you're just gonna type your name. Once you type your name, you click submit. Obviously for this example, we're not gonna do that. So yeah, so once you submit, it's gonna bring you back to the regular page, the regular home page, okay? So on the request page, I didn't want to show, because this person actually has a pending FOIA. I just wanted to show how it would look. I'll show the request page in a minute, but this is how it looks when you click the control number, okay? So it's gonna show that the status. So it's gonna tell you when you did the request. It's gonna tell you what date is estimated to complete. It can be before that date, it can be after, but that's an idea. So for this person, it's gonna take about 60 days. If let's say it becomes more complex, it might take longer. And once it's done, you're gonna get an email throughout each phase. When you submit it, you get an email. When they are reviewing it, you get another email. When they have the record, you're gonna get an email. So they do update you through email. And then the document library is how they share the documents with you. Just click it, it will download it for you. I don't wanna download this because like I said, it has their information. And then when they have the records, you would actually list a different link for each record. If it's a lot of records, it will be a lot of links, okay? So that's how you would be able to view the information once it's available. So I went a little backward. This is I'm kind of on my profile. I don't have anything pending on mine, so I can show you guys. So if you want to ever view your request, the status, you would log back in to first.uscis.gov. You can click here, view my request, or you can click my request. If let's say they send you something through the mail and you have to add the control number with the PIN number, you can click yes here, and you would just put in the control number and the PIN. The document would explain how to do this. So if you forget, you would have that option from the document. And then everything will show here. So you would show the request status, it would show your name, the control number. This is usually where you would click and view the other page I was showing you, where it shows how to get the documents. The action is telling you what is the action taken at the moment and what date you requested. So yeah, so this is pretty much the process. Pretty quick and simple, all right? All right, so you're done doing your request. What happens next? As I mentioned, USCIS sends a confirmation email after submission. Typically, the processing time is between 30 to 90 days. If it's taking more than 90 days, yes, you do want to follow up. There's an email option. If you have questions, I have my link. I'm going to have my link below this video so you can share your contact details and tell me your availability. I can follow up with you. Response will be available in your USCIS account under document, just like I show you. So you're going to go back to that first.uscis.gov account to be able to see the response information. Okay, now tips and final notes. Be specific in your request. Full immigration history. You can say that. Like I said, complete a file usually does the work. Make sure your ID is clear and not expired. I have done it with expired passport. It hasn't failed me yet. Save your login details to check back regularly. Visit this website if you want to get more information about, what is a FOIA, or you're still a little lost about the situation. Like I said, if you have questions, contact me below. With that being said, thank you and you have a blessed day.